Jonathan, I noticed you were down on the field today watching that. What was going on?
Well, Braylon Payne just getting some strides back in his step, and he was able to play catch with me for a social media shoot. So I think Braylon Payne's going to be okay. We've seen him take a few days off throughout spurts in this season. So with that being said, the training staff, they feel confident in what Braylon Payne is at right now from a health standpoint and expect him to be back in the lineup shortly.
Daniel Corniel coming off of a tough start at Peoria last week. He allowed 3 runs, 2 earned on 4 hits with a walk and 3 strikeouts in 3 1/3 innings back on July 2nd. That was last Thursday. Remember, Corniel started this year on a rehab assignment with the Arizona Complex League Brewers. He made 1 appearance with Wisconsin last year. It was on that first road trip in Quad Cities back in April, and then he got shut down for the rest of the season. He is still building himself back up, trying to be where he was when he was playing for Nick Stanley back in 2024 down in the Carolina League. The umpire lineup for today brought to you by Tower Clock Eye Center. Jacob Ashworth is behind the dish today, wearing the light blue shirt, and that's a smart call on a day like today. The base umpire, that's Xander Huddleston. That's your umpire lineup brought to you by Tower Clock Eye Center. 81 degrees. The wind is blowing out today at 8 miles per hour. But, man, it feels a lot warmer than it actually is. That sun is out, and it is blazing. And we are set to go as Abraham Ramirez gets in the batter's box to face Daniel Corniel. This will be Corniel's first ever appearance against the Sky Carp. It's also the first time he's ever faced a Marlins affiliate. All set to go. Corniel gets the sign from Diaz and right at 12-10. The first pitch is going to get in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Ramirez in last night's ball game, he was 0 for 4 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. The 0-1 pitch is a swing and a foul straight back to the screen, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Beautiful afternoon today. Thanks for tuning in and making us a part of your Wednesday, wherever you might be. 0-2 bounced in low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. We got a little bit of rain overnight, and we got some heavy rain this morning, but the tarp came off the field a little before 10 o'clock this morning. As the 1-2, outside 2-2. Fortunately, myself and Jonathan were both busy with other things, so we couldn't help with the tarp pull today.
Oh, I help with the tarp.
You're not supposed to help with the tarp that close to game time. Haven't I taught you anything this year? The 2-2 to Ramirez from Corniel is a swing and a foul off to left. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I had thanked Nick Stanley for the time after interviewing him, saying, hey, you may have gotten me out of tarp duty, and I come out of the dugout smack in time. The whole team was waiting for me.
The 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging, and that's a Wendy's Frosty K to open up the ball game here for Daniel Corniel. Rattlers get to 10 strikeouts like they did last night. It's free Wendy's Frosty Treats at participating Wendy's locations in the state of Wisconsin. 93 up out of the zone, and it was chased by the left-handed Ramirez. Now here comes Starlin Caba, the top Marlins prospect on this Sky Carp team. He was the leadoff hitter yesterday and was 0 for 3 in the first half of the game, but then walked in the 7th and 9th and scored both times he was on base. Ball 1 from Corniel, and there's a ground ball to first. Tatenhall's got it and will take it himself to the base, and that is 2 quick outs here for Corniel in the top of the first inning. Did we get everything off our checklist here? I think we got everything, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Umpires, defense, lineups. It was a little hectic yesterday with the start of the game and all of the changes and a few technical difficulties, but we're all set with 2 outs. Here's Dylan Head, big night last night. He's going to swing and miss there as Corniel starts him off with a curveball, and it's 0-1. Yeah, Head singled, doubled, walked, doubled. That double in the 9th knocked in a run. Scored 2 runs, stole a base. He was all over the base paths last night. He's going to foul that one. Is the camera all right? Well, we're getting pictures from down there, so it looks like it's all right. No balls and 2 strikes. That's why they put that little protective screen up down there. Protect the camera. And I guess the operator, too. The 0-2. Pop fly, right field. Castillo over. Foul territory. Will make the catch, and the inning comes to an end. So a 1-2-3 inning for Daniel Cornell. The Rattlers coming up in a scoreless game when we return on the Timber Rattlers Broadcast Network. And Dingus does have a home run off of Aiden May this season. He's hit 11. He's knocked in 38. Dingus was 1 for 5 last night with a single, and he's going to swing at that first pitch and foul it off 0-1. Dingus singled in the 4th inning, was left stranded. He was up in the 7th as the potential tying run with 2 outs and runners at first and second with the Rattlers down 5-2, but grounded out to second to end that threat for the Rattlers. Scoreless bottom 1 after an 11-pitch first inning for Dingus, for Cornell, and Dingus able to hold up on that swing, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Dingus, right-hand hitter out of Florida State, fouls that one off right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Luis Pena out of the lineup today. The Brewers are working him back in very slowly. And plus, he's going to be hitting the Futures game in a couple of days. Going to be out in Philadelphia on Sunday, representing the Timber Rattlers. Dingus rips a base hit into left field. Just pulled that one right through the left side past the diving shortstop Johnson. And the Rattlers have the leadoff man aboard here in the 1st inning. And let's take a look at that Beloit defense here for this afternoon's contest, game 2 of the series. The outfield from left to right, you've got Shade, Head, and Jenkins Coward. Infield 3rd to 1st, Ramirez, Johnson, Hernandez, and Clayton. Sanchez catching, and on the hill, it's Aiden May out of Oregon State University in the 2024 draft. He was the 70th overall pick. And May is going to miss with that. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Eric Batanti. Batanti was 0 for 2 against May in that 2nd game of the doubleheader back on April 4th. The game the Rattlers won 8-7. Batanti with the key 3-run home run in that game, but May had long since left the contest. He's going to miss, and it's 2-0. Dingus at first. Nobody out in a scoreless game in the bottom of the 1st inning. The 2-0 to Batanti, and Eric will take a strike on the outside corner. Eric started the 2nd off hot, but he's cooled off a little bit. He was 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts, but the ball he put in play last night was an absolute missile off the bat. Unfortunately, hit it right to the shortstop, Caba, for an out. Down in there for a strike, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. In fact, the Rattlers were lucky that Dingus didn't get doubled off first base on that line drive. And Dingus lucky to escape some injury as the throw from Caba wound up hitting him in the helmet. The 2-2 to Batanti. Fly ball left field. Slicing deep and gone! A Batanti bomb in the 1st inning puts the Rattlers up 2-0. He timed that changeup perfectly and lined it out at 99, just over the left field wall into the lofts. 13th home run of the season for Batanti, and this lineup shakeup working out pretty well for the Rattlers. 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2-0 Wisconsin in the 1st. Here's Daniel Dickinson. There's a called strike, and it's 0-1 to Dickinson. Daniel had an interesting night last night, too. Made some nice plays in the field. He went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He walked and stole second in the 2nd. Foul tips there, and it's 0-2. And then he was running on a pitch to Juan Baez, and Baez kind of blooped it out to center, and Dickinson was standing on 3rd base when Head caught the ball and flipped it in to double him off. That home run for Batanti, his 13th of the season. Rattlers got a lot of guys in double-digit home runs now this season, led by the since promoted Andrew Fisher, who had 20. Swing and a miss, and down goes Dickinson, and Head gets his first strikeout. There's one away. Yeah, Rattlers had Fisher with 20. Braylon Payne has 16. Dingus with 11, and now Batanti with 13. Where was Adam Chesky at when he left? Was he at about 9? Here's the pitch to Hall, and Taden Hall to left field, but he didn't get all of it. Back short of the track, it's going to be Shade, and there's 2 outs. I suppose I could actually prepare and look stuff up. Let's see, he was at 9. Up steps Luis Castillo. Castillo has 9. And he will bat with 2 outs and nobody on, and he'll take a strike, and it's 0-1. Yeah, I think Adam Chesky just had 9. Don't correct me on the air. Let me know off the air, Jonathan, okay?
Yes, sir.
Here's the 0-1 to Castillo. Ground ball up the middle, but ranging over is the shortstop Johnson. From near second, he fires to first, and the inning comes to an end. But the Rattlers get on top. 2 runs on 2 hits. The 2-run homer by Batanti makes it 2-0 as we go to the second on the Timber Rattlers Broadcast Network. Great day to hang out for a baseball game today, especially when the Rattlers get an early couple of runs on a 2-run homer by Eric Batanti. So after an 11-pitch first inning by Daniel Corniel, he's back out there. He'll face Carter Johnson, Jesus Hernandez, and Carlos Sanchez. Ground ball, foul up the first baseline, and it's 0-1. That home run for Batanti is his 4th in 16 games in the second half of the season. He now has 16 RBI in the second half of the season. The 0-1 to Carter Johnson. Up and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. We got confirmation that Josh Adamczewski did only have 9 home runs with the Rattlers, so first instincts were correct. Here comes the 1-1 to Johnson. Fouls one up. No, that's a fair ball. Charging is Batanti. The throw to first is late, and Carter Johnson is able to beat that one out for an infield single on a little squibber off the end of the bat. That's a really good pitch by Corniel. Just got unlucky with the in-play. And that's the leadoff man aboard for Jesus Hernandez. Hernandez had last night off for the Sky Carp. He is batting .330 with 3 homers and 17 RBI. He's playing in his 39th game now for the Sky Carp. And Hernandez, first pitch, strike, 0-1. You always got to be thinking about the stolen base with the Sky Carp. They have 199 stolen bases in 80 games. They were 3 for 4 last night. Johnson over there at first base has a ground ball hit foul up the third baseline, and it's 0-2. Johnson has just 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts. He was caught trying to pull a delayed steal in the top of the 9th inning last night, and Yannick Walter threw him out. That's going to miss high. And it's 1-2. Sign from Diaz with the Rattlers leading 2-0, and it's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and a Wendy's Frosty K. That's number 2 for Corniel this afternoon. 1 out, top of 2. Rattlers lead at 2-0. Here comes Carlos Sanchez. Sanchez also new to the Sky Carp since, well, he didn't face the Rattlers back in April. That was that really tough series where the Rattlers were supposed to open up on April 2nd, a Thursday night. Would have been their earliest opening game ever. There's a swing and a foul back by the catcher, who's hitting .200 with 5 home runs and 12 RBI, and it's quickly 0-1 from Cornell. Had that big ice storm that night and early the next morning, and that wasn't a lot of fun. There's a miss off the outside corner from Cornell, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. And then Friday was just a miserable day. Sleet, rain, just garbage falling from the sky. Well, not literal garbage. There's a swing and a fly ball to right center field. Tracking it is Rodriguez, and Tyler will make the catch short of the warning track and throw it back in, and Sanchez is retired. Rattlers and the Sky Carp finally got playing on a Saturday afternoon. And without looking back, Jonathan, pop quiz, hot shot. What was the game time temperature on opening day? I'll give you 2 degrees. There's a swing and a ground ball to second with the runner going. Dickinson on to first to Hall, and the inning comes to an end. Johnson is going to be left stranded, and we're going to leave you hanging on that opening day temperature when we come back until we come back in the bottom of the second. 2-0 Timber Rattlers on the Rattlers Broadcast Network. Bottom 2 coming up, and it will be Rodriguez, Gilarte, and Alastre due up for the Rattlers, with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers leading 2-0. Daniel Cornell working around that leadoff single by Carter Johnson, protecting that 2-0 lead. Now here's Rodriguez, doing pretty well since his call-up from Wilson, and he's going to take a ball off the outside corner. Jonathan, you got a guess for us here?
Well, it certainly felt like in the 30s, but I'm going to go with a generous 51 degrees.
Here's the 1-0. Well, my scorebook had it 39 and overcast on April 4th. So it's all right. I remember stuff a lot warmer, too, than it actually was. That happens with age. Here's a strike, and it's 2-1.
Do you get the feeling in your knee or joints when a storm's coming too, or is that
all
all
myth? No, because I don't have any left. So here's the 2-1 to Rodriguez. Tyler takes outside, 3 balls and a strike. Aiden May sets up, goes to his wind in the 3-1. Rodriguez takes ball 4 and a leadoff walk for the Rattlers here in the second. The frozen pizza jersey auction is live right now. The Rattlers will wear those frozen pizza jerseys on Friday night for frozen pizza night. Scan that QR code if you're watching us on the spot, Green Bay 32, or on Bally Sports Live today. If you're listening on WOSH or happen to be here at the ballpark, just go to the Rattlers social media sites or website. There is a link to take you to the auction. There are 2 auctions, as a matter of fact. Half are in an auction that ends at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on Sunday. The other half ends at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Daniel Gilarte grounds one to short. Johnson goes to second for 1, on to first. It's a 6-4-3 double play. Johnson to Hernandez to Clayton. And just like that, the leadoff walk is erased. So 2 outs, bases empty. Rattlers lead it 2-0. I'll tell you, these frozen pizzas jerseys this year, they have outdone themselves. The numbers on the back, I think, are what really makes those frozen pizzas jerseys. And Jonathan will have a little bit on what frozen pizza night all entails coming up a little later on the broadcast. We and Alastre will take a strike, and it's 0-1. Alastre getting the start in left field, hitting .218 with no home runs and 16 RBI. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the right-handed May. And that's going to be a swing and a foul back to the screen, and it's 0-2. 2-0 Timber Rattlers lead it. We're in the bottom of the second inning. The 2-run homer by Batanti, giving the Rattlers the lead in the first inning. Mays 0-2 to Alastre. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the second strikeout for Aiden May. It's a scoreless second for the Sky Carp. We go to the third, 2-0 Timber Rattlers on the Rattlers Broadcast Network. 2-0 Rattlers as we go to the top of the third inning, and we go to Jonathan Tim to take you through the next couple of innings.
All right, thank you, Chris. Daniel Corniel returning to the hill. He'll face Colby Shade, the 8-hitter. At the bottom of the order, Cam Clayton, and then back to the top with Abraham Ramirez. It's 2-0 Rattlers. Here comes Colby Shade into the right-handed batter box. Shade hitting .273 on the year. Corniel in his windup, the call from Diaz, and the pitch is a swing and a miss. Corniel doing well today so far. Allowed that infield single to Carter Johnson to start things off in the second frame. It was a close play. The 0-1 is going to miss outside. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Corniel, of course, trying to work his way back. Started the season in the desert with the Complex League Brewers. The 1-1 pitch, and Shade rips it to left field, and that's going to drop and roll to the wall into the corner. It tucks under the wall, making the play underneath is Alastre, but it's going to be a stand-up double. No need for the ground rule there. And the first extra base hit for Beloit has been obtained, and there's one on for Cam Clayton for Shade. That is his 8th double of the season and 16th extra base hit. Sent that one 102 off the bats, and the Sky Carp have a leadoff runner aboard for a second consecutive inning. That'll bring up Cam Clayton now, hitting .193 on the year, 5 home runs and 21 driven in. Corniel, a breaking ball right down the middle. Again, first time for Daniel Corniel facing a Marlins affiliate and the Sky Carp. We'll get to the Midwest League report presented by Sports Medicine Center. After this 0-1, it's a ground ball foul, third base side. Batanti could be a busy boy over there at the hot corner today. Primary first baseman, but he can play across the diamond as well. Some interesting games around the league last night, including the Battle of the Caps, Tin Caps and White Caps. West Michigan, the Whitecaps winning 3-0 over Fort Wayne. 0-2 the count to Cam Clayton. Daniel Corniel leaning over with a runner at second. He looks back, and from the stretch now he deals. Fly ball, shallow left field, running from shortstop Galarte. He'll make way for Louis Alastre, who's underneath to make the catch. And there's one away. To the top of the order we go. But as Chris alluded to earlier, we got to tell you about Frozen Pizzas Night coming up in a pair of days. Friday, July 10th is Frozen Pizzas Night here at Neuroscience Group Field. And there's a bobblehead included with it as well. I promise you don't have a pizza slice bobblehead in your collection. So be sure to be one of the first 1,000 fans to receive that. And the Rattlers will wear their iconic Frozen Pizzas jerseys. Abraham Ramirez takes upstairs for ball 1. Anyway, West Michigan used 5 pitchers in that shutout. They didn't walk any tin cap batters, combined for 6 strikeouts en route to the win. Corniel looking back at Shade and deals the 1-0. Flied foul over the third base net, and it's 1-1. The Lake County Captains hosted the Lansing Lugnuts, and the Captains won 8-5. Dean Curley went 3 for 3 with 5 RBI, reached base 5 times, had a home run in there as well. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and it's a chopper foul, first base side. It hugged the line. Taden Hall made a nice effort at the ball. He'll give that one to the fans. And it's 1-2. The Great Lakes Loons are now 11-4 as well on the season, as are both these teams going into today after their 4-2 win over the Dragons of Dayton last night. Zach Root was phenomenal on the mound. 6 innings pitched, just 1 hit, all scoreless innings and 11 strikeouts. Here's the 1-2, and Ramirez takes upstairs. Corniel faring well in his second start of the season. Made a couple of appearances out of the bullpen in his first pair of appearances with the Rattlers this year. Quad Cities pounded Peoria last night 14-4. Here's the 2-2, and that's chopped foul first base side. Oh, into the camera pit again. That one had a lot less exit velo. Cameraman giving the thumbs up. Oh yeah, there it is. Those gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are troopers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second here in the top of the third. It's 2-0 Rattlers. Cornell looking back at shade, and the 2-2 is a foul ball to the backstop. The only shade here at the ballpark is in the concourse and at second base. Shade after his 8th double of the season to lead off the inning. Anyway, Luke Pelzer for Quad Cities last night. 1 for 3, 6 RBI. Here's the 2-2, and Ramirez slices that one foul, this time third base side and into the seats. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. An RBI walk, an RBI ground out, and then a grand slam. That was Luke Pelzer's day yesterday. One final game, and it was a wild one. South Bend and Cedar Rapids, they played 10 innings. Here's the 2-2, runner goes, and it's a foul ball off the glove of Bleiberg Diaz. Couldn't quite squeeze it, but the deflection prevented a strike 3. Retrieving to second base is Shade. Anyway, it's 5-5, top of the 10th, automatic runner for South Bend, which they won, by the way, 7-5. Justin Stransky was the automatic runner. He stole third, and then a throwing error from the pitcher allowed him to score the eventual winning run. It was the go-ahead run. Here's a ground ball to second base. Daniel Dickinson is there. He'll throw to first to retire Ramirez as Shade advances to third. So a runner 90 feet away for the Sky Carp, but there's 2 out. And that'll bring up Starlin Cava, who grounded out to first base his first time up. But yeah, Stransky went for third as Mitch Miller for Cedar Rapids was stepping off the mound to make what should have been a simple throw to third. But it got by and it brought the 6th run of the game home. Cubs scored 1 more to win 7-5. First pitch to Cava is a breaking ball down the middle for a strike. That is your Midwest League report presented by Sports Medicine Center. We'll talk about games throughout the Midwest League in the bottom half of this third. Cornell's 0-1 pitch. Cava takes a strike low, but in the zone. A slider at 81. Going to be important for both pitching staffs today to avoid the barrel. Ball could fly a little bit extra today with the humidity. The 0-2 pitch upstairs. We've seen Cornell go to the upstairs fastball a few times today. That's how he was able to ring up Abraham Ramirez for the first out of the game, the first Wendy's Frosty K of the game. Trying to cue up the third, and that's upstairs, and it gets by the glove of Diaz, and in to score from third is Colby Shade. The Rattlers allowed 2 runs last night on a wild pitch, and they'll allow the first Beloit Sky Carp run today via a wild pitch, and it's now 2-1 Wisconsin as Beloit cuts the lead in half. So that double from Cody Shade ended up going a long way after he reached third on the Abraham Ramirez ground ball. Nobody aboard. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball in there for strike 3. Top of the zone and in the corner. Wendy's Frosty K, number 3 for Daniel Cornell. But the Sky Carp get 1 run back. It's now Wisconsin 2, Beloit 1. To the bottom of the third we go on the Timber Rattlers Broadcast Network. Plenty of ice cream to go around here at Neuroscience Group Field as the Rattlers lead the Sky Carp 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Beautiful day for baseball. Beautiful day for Bleiberg Diaz to do some damage here as he steps in the righty box as the leadoff hitter against Aiden May in this third inning. Rattlers trying to add to their lead after Beloit responded in the top of this frame, and Aiden May deals a sinker low for ball 1. We'll get to the Midwest League report presented by Sports Medicine Center in a second. Bleiberg Diaz. He'll take this fastball inside for ball 2. Diaz hitting an even 200 in the second half of the season. There have been some games where he's been the true difference maker, either with his glove or with his bat as the 2-0 right down the middle. Back to the slider. Aiden May, the number 27 prospect in the Marlins organization. Second time he's taken the hill here at Neuroscience Group Field this year as the 2-1 pitch is grounded foul to the backstop. Well, with the promotion of David Garcia, Bleiberg Diaz is going to be a familiar face behind the dish, working with the pitching staff. He'll ground one slowly up the middle and into center field, a base hit. The second baseman, Jesus Hernandez, had a belly flop to the outfield grass just to make it close. But right place, right time on that 79-mile-an-hour ground ball. Had to reach outside the zone a bit to get the barrel on the ball, but Bleiberg Diaz, a leadoff base hit. How about that? Perfect spot, too. And now here's Marco Dinges with a runner at first. Midwest League Report presented by Sports Medicine Center. Only one other game currently going on throughout the league. Here's the pitch to Dinges, and he will take low and inside. And it's 1-0. Cedar Rapids trying to make amends for that tough loss last night. They're leading South Bend 1-0. Cubs do have a runner at second in the top of the third with one out. And Dinges takes the four-seamer upstairs for ball two. Well, a lot of eyes are on Marco Dinges on if and when he'll get back to catching. As the 2-0 is a ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Hernandez. He'll throw to second for one. The relay to first is not going to be in time. It threw Cam Clayton off the bag just to make the catch. So it's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice to retire Bleiberg Diaz and allow Marco Dinges to reach. And there's one away here in the bottom of the third inning. Today would be a great day to be at Brews on Third, located at the third base side of the concourse here at Neuroscience Group Field. There it is. And it's a great place for fans of legal drinking age to hang out and try beers from Knuth. As Batanti takes a strike upstairs, and it's 0-1. McFleshman's, Hop Yard, Badger State Brewing, whatever your taste buds desire, and plenty of yard games over there at Brews on Third. Here's the 0-1, and Batanti off the end of the bat foul. We all know what happened last time, or in case you're just joining us here on 93.9 and 1490 WOSH, or the Spot Green Bay 32. Batanti went opposite field for a two-run shot in the first inning. Here's the pitch, and that one is in there, called strike three. Outside part of the plate, Batanti shaking his head at Jacob Ashworth, the home plate umpire, but he will not win that argument. So he's now 1 for 2 today. And here is Daniel Dickinson with 1 on and 2 out. Batanti got buckled up on a similar pitch last night. Here's the first pitch to Dickinson, and that's going to miss outside. Fort Wayne and West Michigan will go back at it at 5:35 tonight. Lansing and Lake County set for first pitch at 6. Here's the pitch, and Dickinson will take low and away. A sweeper, one of May's most common pitches in his arsenal, and it's 2-0. 6:05 will be first pitch for Great Lakes and Dayton, and 6:30 for Peoria and Quad Cities, as the 2-0 is in there for a strike. Daniel Dickinson, you can tell that home run, that first home run of the season to start the second half, does a lot for one's confidence as he grounds one to short. Charging Carter Johnson almost collided with the third baseman, but he'll make the play in time. Abraham Ramirez was just out of the way before disaster may have extended the inning for the Rattlers, but they'll strand Dinges aboard. We head to the fourth inning now. It is the Rattlers 2, Carp 1 on the Timber Rattlers broadcast network. Daniel Corniel back to work here in the top of the fourth. He'll face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Carp lineup card. Dylan Head, the first test, Carter Johnson, and Jesus Hernandez. Corniel is 2 outs away from making it a season high for innings pitched. which is 3 1/3 in his last start on July 2nd. And here's a line drive into center field. Dylan Head to Rodriguez, making the catch in left center. And there's very quickly one away. Well, this beautiful weather reminds you of a magical land, Margaritaville maybe, and we have a Margaritaville night ticket package featuring a Hawaiian shirt coming up on Saturday, July 11th. $40 for that ticket package, paying tribute to the late and great Jimmy Buffett. Here's Carter Johnson now. We'll get to the Brewers Farm report after this pitch, and it's going to plant on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Corniel, a very important fourth inning, similar to Dorsey's yesterday. Pitch count at 44 for Daniel. And the Venezuelan deals the 0-1 in there for strike two, a curveball inside part of the plate. Yesterday, the Complex League Brewers lost 9-4 to the Reds on the road. Quick to his windup, the 0-2 pitch is flied into center field. Rodriguez with his shades on, much needed. He will make the catch. And there's two away. Back-to-back fly balls to center field. Johnson is gone, and that brings up Jesus Hernandez. The Wilson Warbirds had a thriller last night, beating the Fayetteville Woodpeckers 10-9 in 11 innings at home. It was Filippo DiTurri playing hero as Hernandez fouls one off. It's 0-1. RBI single in that 11th inning to win the game. Biloxi, they were playing in Knoxville last night. Lost to the Smokies 9-4 as the 0-1 breaking ball is right down the middle. So now it's officially a season high for innings pitched for Daniel Corniel. Just trying to slowly grow his pitch count. He's been efficient today as the 0-2 misses low, took a hop in front of the plate. But Andrew Fisher went 3 for 4 in his return to his college town, scored a pair of runs. 2 doubles and a triple for Fisher. Matt Wood and Josh Adamszewski each had homers for Biloxi. Here's the 1-2, and that's going to miss outside. Went with a curveball, and it's 2-2. Jesus Hernandez struck out swinging back in the second, hitting .327 on the year. The Sounds lost to the Charlotte Knights as the 2-2 misses outside. Did he go? No, he did not, says Xander Huddleston, the base umpire, denying an appeal from Bleiberg Diaz on the check swing from Hernandez. Luis Matos and Jefferson Caro each had 2 hits for the Sounds. And the Brewers had a bounty of wins yesterday as the 3-2 is outside for ball 4. So Hernandez will reach here with 2 out. That'll bring up Carlos Sanchez. First walk of the contest for Daniel Corniel. Sanchez flew out to center field his first time up. Back to the Brewers Farm Report presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services. Brewers had to come from behind in game 1 to win 4-3. Runner hesitated. Diaz is going to throw back to first because that jump there from Hernandez was rather large. He's back in time though safely. The pitch was upstairs and it's ball 1 to Sanchez. Jacob Mizarowski though allowed 3 runs but had 11 strikeouts over 7 innings. Runner goes now. The pitch is low and Diaz is not going to bother throwing. So first stolen base today for Beloit. They are now at 200 even on the season. Led the league in that category a season ago, and they are the front runners in swiping the bags this year. But some big hits, including one from Christian Yelich, which gave the Brewers the lead as the 2-1s, a swing and a miss. Beautiful curveball from Corniel. And the Brewers took the 7th inning with authority yesterday in their 10-2 rout. Scored 7 runs in that frame. Luis Lara, though, in his debut, had a 2 RBI single. As the 2-1 is a beautiful curveball outside corner in there for a strike. And it's quickly 2-2. But Cooper Pratt had a great day as well. A double and a triple. Gary Sanchez likewise, 2 RBI. Cornell's 2-2, and that's a ground ball fouled, first base side. Slow roller to that camera booth again. He's been busy today. 2-2 with 2 outs. The runner at second, Jesus Hernandez, after his 2-out walk and stolen base. But Robert Gasser, how about him last night? 7 2/3 to give the crew some much-needed length in game 2. The 2-2 pitch outside. Diaz thought about gunning it down to second base, but Gilarte was not covering. Full count now to Carlos Sanchez, hitting .198 on the season. So that's your Brewers Farm Report presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services. We'll talk about everything that's going on today in the org in the bottom half. Bluff back to first, or second rather, not going to be in time. Gilarte did cover, but Hernandez was well on his way to getting back safely standing up. Cornell, 58 pitches into his day, trying to close the door here in the fourth. 2-1 Rattlers. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, swinging a foul ball. Just out of the glove of Bleiberg Diaz, who tried to squeeze it for strike 3. Hernandez has been on the move now a few times in this inning. With 3-2 the count, 2 out, and no force, he's still getting the green light to trot his way to third. Although these Sky Carp do a little bit more than just trot the bases. Cornell, the righty. Here's the 3-2. Hernandez staying and taking ball 4. Carlos Sanchez, back-to-back walks, is going to bring up Jacob Jenkins-Cowart. And while we have a break in the action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Timber Rattlers Baseball. We've got Steve spinning the dials back in the WOSH studios. We are coming to you live from the Lamers Bus Lines broadcast booth inside Neuroscience Group Field. Thank you all for tuning in, wherever you're listening or watching from. 93.9 and 1490 WOSH, the Spot Green Bay 32, Bally Sports Live, or the internet. Jacob Jenkins-Cowart was a dangerous bat against the Rattlers yesterday, and now he has runners at first and second to work with. Hernandez and Sanchez and Cornell from the stretch. He'll step off, wipe the sweat off his brow, and scare the runners back. There is some activity going on in the Timber Rattler bullpen. Cornell, pitch number 61 on its way to Jenkins-Cowart, and it's a backdoor breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Cornell's curveball has been particularly well today. That one a bit outside, but it got the call. Tanner Perry loosening for the Rattlers as the 0-1 is in there for a strike. Back to the fastball. You can tell that Cornell has got the command back. Now it's all about piecing everything else together. This is also the longest outing of the season for Daniel Cornell. 55 pitches against Peoria on the second. Trying to take care of Jenkins-Cowart here, as the 0-2 pitch is a ball outside. Very similar spot to his opening pitch to this at-bat, which was a curveball. So was this one at 81, but it just grazed, or a lack thereof grazing, of the outside corner. 2 on, 2 out. 2-1 Rattlers in the top of the fourth. Here's the 1-2, and that's going to miss outside. A four-seam fastball at 92. Cornell trying to strand a couple of Sky Carp here. Temporary first place in the West Division of the Midwest League on the line today. We're 15 games into the second half, and the 2-2 pitch is flied out foul, third base side. Beloit with their 7-2 win last night to open the series, improving their second half record to 11-4. Rattlers 45-32 on the year. Nick Stanley with a great track record of managing winning teams. Brought Carolina, the Mudcats at the time, to the playoffs in 2024, and then 68-60 was his record with Carolina last year. He's got these Rattlers in a good spot as the 2-2 is hit in the air in the infield. Who wants it? Who's got it? Daniel Galarte will make the catch behind the mound on the infield grass, and the sign is retired. Daniel Corniel, his longest outing of the season, strands a pair of Sky Carp, and we head to the bottom of the fourth. It is Wisconsin 2, Beloit 1 on the Timber Rattlers broadcast network. They're jumping around for t-shirt toss here at Neuroscience Group Field. And hopefully they're jumping for joy if the Rattlers can string some runs together here in this bottom of the fourth inning. 2-1 Wisconsin over the Sky Carp of Beloit. Yesterday was the first 9-inning game between these two teams this season. And we're in the heat of the summer. That doesn't happen very often in the scheduling of Midwest League Baseball. But lo and behold, as Taden Hall steps in the lefty box, Aiden May back on the hill, and Hall rips one foul. Way foul. Well ahead of that first pitch, and it's 0-1. Taden Hall flew out to left his first time up. Big gap up the middle as Jesus Hernandez is deferring towards first base. And the 0-1 pitch is low. Fastball at 94. May looking pretty strong out there still. 42 pitches in. And we'll get to the Brewers Farm reports presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services. As the 1-1 is a ground ball off the back of Aiden May. He finds it and fires to first in time. Boy, Taden Hall hit that 108 off the bat. I've never seen anything like that. Aiden May had that baseball deflect off his back, and then it just kind of died in front of the mound. Here's the replay on the monitor. Got him in the side a little bit too. So as he was turning, trying to avoid it, just beamed him. Good recovery from Aiden May, but unfortunately for Taden Hall, it's going to be a 1-3 putout, and here's Luis Castillo. The pitch to Luis is low. We've already had a game go final in the system. Wilson Warbirds beating the Fayetteville Woodpeckers by a final score of 6-4. Solid, steady performance all around from Wilson. The 1-0 pitch, and Castillo skies one to right field. That ball's carrying, but it's going to fall short of the warning track as Jacob Jenkins-Cowart makes the catch, and there's 2 away. We're talking about the Brewers Farm Report, and we got to remind you that the Brewers Sunday hat giveaway is presented by Shields and coming up on Sunday. First 1,000 fans in attendance will receive a baby blue, powder blue, whatever you want to call it, Timber Rattler themed Brewers Sunday hat. Presented by Shields. Anyway, a nice steady day of offense for the Warbirds. Here's Tyler Rodriguez, and he will take a ball outside. Sweeper at 82, and it's 1-0. Castillo just a bit too much underneath that swing. Here's the pitch, and Rodriguez took a knee upon trying to avoid that pitch. Ball 2. Rattlers trying to string something together here with 2 away. Complex League Brewers, they're off today. And the 2-0 to Rodriguez is going to miss outside. Heater at 92. 3-0 now to Tyler Rodriguez, who made his Neuroscience Field debut yesterday. Biloxi and Nashville, they play later today as well. Shuckers have the Smokies of Knoxville at 6 o'clock. Rodriguez showing bunt, but he'll take upstairs for ball 4. So Tyler Rodriguez has reached twice via the walk today. Yesterday, that was his last plate appearance. It got a runner on in the 9th for Wisconsin. So 3 straight walks here for Tyler Rodriguez. Pretty good start to his Timber Rattler career. Nashville back at it with Charlotte tonight at 6:04. Starting pitcher for Nashville still yet to be decided as Daniel Galarte takes ball 1 low and away. See if Rodriguez decides to be aggressive here with 2 out. And then the Crew takes on St. Louis. for game 4 of that 5-game series, as the pitch to Galarte is in there for a strike. Kyle Harrison, 8-1 on the season. He'll face Michael McGreevy at 6:45. Playing under the arch. And we are playing under an arch of heat here in Grand Chute, Wisconsin, as the 1-1 in there for a strike. Back to the sweeper, and it's 1-2. That's your Brewers Farm Report, presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services. And again, the Wilson Warbirds beat the Fayetteville Woodpeckers 6-4. The Brewers system this season, 235 and 193, the third best organization from a record standpoint in all of baseball. Rodriguez taking his lead as the 1-2 is fouled off. Galarte going opposite field, first base side, and off the roof of the concourse and into the seats. Jesus Hernandez from second base, ready to cover in case Rodriguez goes. Here's the 1-2, and Galarte takes a strike on the outside corner, back to the sweeper, and the inning is over. The Rattlers get a 2-out base runner in Tyler Rodriguez, but he is left stranded. And the Rattlers have now struck out 4 times today as we head to the 5th inning. It is the Rattlers 2, Sky Carp 1 on the Timber Rattlers broadcast network. New man on the mound for the Rattlers here in the top of the 5th inning. They lead the Sky Carp 2-1, and the same voice you all know and love, back to the mic, it's Chris Maring.
Thank you for not saying old man in the booth or old guy in the booth. That you're learning. It's 2-1 Rattlers. Tanner Perry takes over for Daniel Cornell. Nice outing for Daniel tonight. He wants one pitch back, the wild pitch that allowed Shade to score with 2 outs back in the 3rd inning. Walked a couple of batters in the 4th inning, but his day ends, and Tanner Perry begins with a foul off by Colby Shade. And that ball got away from Diaz and got the plate umpire Jacob Ashworth on the knee, and that is going to be a little bit of time to recover here for Ashworth. I think Perry and Diaz got crossed up on that. Well, I'm almost positive they got crossed up on that. And yes, there is shin guards and knee guards, but I'll tell you take one where, right off the inside of that left knee there for Jacob Ashworth. And he says, play ball. So you want to be an umpire, huh? 1 ball, 1 strike to Shade. Swinging a line drive, and Shade's 2 for 2 today. Doubled and scored in the 3rd. Singles to start the 5th inning against Tanner Perry. Perry making his 8th appearance with the Rattlers. He's 1-0. 13 1/3 innings pitched, 5 walks, 11 strikeouts. Last time out was a scoreless inning against Peoria on Saturday. Just needed 11 pitches to work a perfect inning against the Chiefs on Independence Day evening. Here's going to face Cam Clayton, and the right-hander versus the right-hander. There goes the runner, pitches up, and Diaz has no chance. Another stolen base here for the Sky Carp, their 201st of the season. And Shade with that stolen base. That makes 27 in 28 attempts. That's the tying run at second with nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. 2-1 Wisconsin, both teams with 3 hits. As Perry skips one in, a nice pick by Diaz behind the plate. Tanner signed as a non-drafted free agent out of Illinois State University. Pitched in the draft league before being signed by Milwaukee. In fact, he pitched for 2 different teams in the draft league in 2 different seasons. He's 2-0, up high, and it's 3-0. Perry pitched for the Mahoning Valley Scrappers in 2022. And in 25 made 5 appearances for West Virginia. The Black Bears. There's a strike. West Virginia, former Brewers affiliate when they were known as the Power. That was from 2005 through 2008. And then the Rattlers and the Brewers became affiliated in 2009. Here's the 3-1 to Clayton. And that caught the outside corner. It's 3-2. Brewers, of course, were a Beloit affiliate or parent club from 1982 through 2004. The 3-2 from Perry. He's going to bluff back to second. In fact, Beloit started as an expansion franchise in the Midwest League. In 1982, they were known as the Beloit Brewers. Became the Snappers in 1995 and the Sky Carp a couple of years ago. The 3-2 pitch, Clayton ready, and Perry coming home. Popped him up foul, right side out of play. And it's still 3-2. Yeah, that affiliation change, or that name change, came in 2022. For the Sky Carp. 3-2 pitch again. Ground ball to the right side. That's going to move the runner along. Dickinson over. Fields and has to hurry the throw. They'll get the out on Clayton, but he does the job and moves Shade up to third base. That's the tying run over there with one out in the top of the order coming up. It's going to be Ramirez and Caba. Rattler infield will come in, and you're going to want to come in on wrestling night for July 17th. We've got former WWE superstar Hornswoggle and WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long going to be at the ballpark that night. As Ramirez on the pitch from Perry will take an off-speed pitch on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Folks from All-Star Championship Wrestling down in Oshkosh will have some pre-game matches. There's a ticket package that gets you a meet and greet with both Hornswoggle and Teddy Long and a ringside seat. Fun night at the ballpark. The 0-1 to Ramirez. He's going to lay off the fastball up and away, and the count goes to 1-1 strike. 2-1, Timber Rattlers lead it. We're in the top half of the fifth inning. Winner today goes into first place in the West Division in the second half all by themselves. But a long way to go. 1-1. Ground ball towards short. Gilarte backhands, fires to first, his only play. Hall with the stretch. They get the out. That ball just hit too softly to get through, and also too softly for Gilarte to come home. So Colby Shade has scored both of Beloit's runs. Ramirez knocks in his 15th run of the season, and we're back to even. It's 2-2 in the fifth. 2 outs, nobody aboard, and here comes Caba. See, that's where that stolen base comes into effect. Get into scoring position, and then your next batter moves you along, and the next guy gets you home. The 1-0 to Caba. Up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Rattlers have a left-hander getting loose in the bullpen, and that would be Jose Meneses, the only active lefty in the pen right now. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Caba. Popped him up. Shallow left center field. It's going to be Alastre calling and catching with a knee-high basket catch. That ball kind of drifted on him a little bit, but he stuck with it to get the out. Bottom 5 coming up, tied at 2. Both teams with 3 hits. Rattlers have only had 1 hit since the first inning. That was the leadoff single by Dingus and the 2-run homer by Batante that gave the Rattlers the lead. Louis Alastre will lead it off here for the Rattlers in the 5th against Aiden May. And May gets a ground ball to the right side, takes a hop up on the ground, but knocked down by the second baseman Hernandez, and the throw to first will get Alastre, and there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th in a 2-2 game. Sal Frelick had a big part in that Brewers sweep and the Brewers play over the last couple of years, and the Sal Frelick bobblehead is coming up on Sunday, July 19th. It's presented by Prevea Health, and the first 1,000 fans into the ballpark on that afternoon or that morning will receive that South Free League bobblehead from Prevea. Ball misses into Blyberg. Blyberg singled back in the third. That's the only other hit for the Rattlers since the first inning. But he was erased on a fielder's choice moments later. I'll tell you, here's the 1-0. There's a line drive up the middle, a base hit. Blyberg's last knock was at about 70 miles an hour and it dribbled through the infield. That one shot right past Aiden May's hip into center field. And the Rattlers have Diaz aboard. And here comes Marco Dinges. And I really admire catchers on days like today. I mean, they have to catch in the heat and the humidity with all that gear on and all that production on, and then they've got to worry about their pitchers and their defense, and then they have to go up and hit. Dinges swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Jonathan, I wanted to bring you back in here. You were talking earlier about Dinges and catching and getting close, and we'll get to you here in a second after this 0-1 pitch. As a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Where are we at with that?
Yeah, but the throwing motion is what has been preventing Dinges from playing behind the dish. He had a little bit of a shoulder injury, and he can swing the bat well, but throwing has just been the aggravating factor. So he's been getting reps in between innings.
Ground ball towards short, might be two. Johnson, second one, turned to first in time, and that's a 6-4-3 double play. And the inning comes to an end. We go to the sixth. 2-2 the score on the Timber Rattlers Broadcast Network. Oh, the mascot's got to be hot today. That mascot costume. Sign out autographs for the kids down there by the Festival Foods Grill. Yeah, I said I respect catchers. Mascots, no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, Whiffer's got a wiffle ball field named after him now. What more respect does he need from me? I don't think he needs any. It's the top of the sixth inning, and the Rattlers, Tanner Perry out there in a 2-2 game, going to face Dylan Head. And Head will take a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. I can say that because I know the mascots can't come in and say anything to me. Here's the 0-1 outside, a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Up high, as long as no one rats me out. I'm not looking at you. I'm trying to stare down the control room down there. Here's the 2-1 to Head. It's a ball up and away, and it's 3-1.
Well, good thing the mascot heads serve as a pair of earmuffs, or they might hear us in the concourse.
Nah. They're too busy. They got so much water in their ears right now from sweat. Here's the 3-1. And that's a leadoff walk. And the Sky Carp have put the leadoff man aboard twice tonight. And he scored both times, and now this is the third. Fox Valley Symphony presents the Symphony Under the Stars coming up on Friday, July 24th. It's a 7:30 opening note. Free parking, free admission. There are some paid seats available that include some food. Contact the Timber Rattlers ticket office for more information on the great event. That's a line drive deep to right field. That is going to get off the wall, played by Castile. He will get it back in to the cutoff man, and Dickinson fires it home, but it's going to be a double for Carter Johnson, and the Sky Carp are in business in the sixth. Johnson's double puts second and third with nobody out, and Jesus Hernandez will bat. And now it's going to be a real Houdini job here for Tanner Perry. Castillo couldn't have played that any better. Got that right off the wall, fired it back in, and held Dylan Head, who's got some speed, just to third base on that. So here's Hernandez, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Rattler infield halfway. And that's a pop-up foul, first base side. Taden Hall over, makes the catch before crashing into the sidewall. So a good pitch there by Perry, gets the first out, and Hernandez is retired. Sixth inning is here. Time for this Dayton Timber Rattlers history. Rattlers won 6-2 at Cedar Rapids on this date in 1995. Ken Cloud pitched a complete game, scattered 8 hits, walked 2, and struck out 13 for the win. And we've got a quick trip to the mound brought to you by Quick Trip. Blyberg Diaz is out. Try to talk over the strategy here against Carlos Sanchez. First base open with the left-hander up, and then, or the switch hitter up, and then the left-handed Jacob Jenkins Cowart is due up next. So Blyberg just going over the options and how they want Perry to face Sanchez here. Rattler infield will come all the way in now on the grass. They were halfway on the previous batter. Runner at third is Head. At second, it's Johnson. 2-2 in the sixth. And Perry misses away. It's 1-0. July 8th, 2001, the Rattlers beat Burlington 10-1 at home. Wisconsin had 18 hits. Jamie Bubella led the way with 4 hits. John Castellano, 3 hits, 4 runs batted in. 1-0. Sanchez flies one to shallow left. Alastre is going to set up on it. Head's going to tag. He's going to try to score. The throw home from Alastre is up the line, and it's a sacrifice fly for Sanchez. That one out in the infield grass. We have seen Alastre with an outfield assist this season. That throw, though, was offline, and Head just too fast and scores, and the Sky Carp have a 3-2 lead in the sixth. Clint Najat worked 7 shutout innings, walked 1, allowed 4 hits, and struck out 9 for the win in that game back in 2001. Jacob Jenkins Cowart batting, and we'll take a ball low. It's 1-0. July 8th, 2009, Wisconsin beat West Michigan 1-0 at home. Brett Lowry drove in the lone run of the game with an RBI grounder in the bottom of the first. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Good pitch there from Perry. Cody Scarpetta retired the first 10 Whitecaps batters he faced. He gave up a 1-out double to Brent Wyatt in the 4th. He allowed 1 hit, walked none, and struck out 9 over 6 innings. Efrain Naivas allowed 1 hit over the final 3 innings to close out the 1-0 Rattlers win over the Whitecaps back in 2009. The 1-1 to Jenkins Cowart, and that's going to miss a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. Sky Carp with their first lead of the game after the Rattlers struck first with that 2-run homer by Batanti in the first. Perry trying to limit the damage after second and third no outs. Gets a ground ball, weakly hit. Dickinson fields, and the underhand flip to Hall is in time, and the inning comes to an end. But a run scores on 1 hit with 1 left aboard. And it's now 3-2 Beloit going to the bottom of the 6th in the Woodman's Market home run inning when we come back on the Timber Rattlers Broadcast Network. It's the Woodman's Market home run inning. If a Rattler homer is in this 6th inning, Dana Snyder wins a $100 gift card from Woodman's Market. Dana from Green Bay. She is our contestant today, and we've got Batanti, Dickinson, and Hall facing Aiden May on his 3rd time through the order. Working with the lead for the first time today. Ripped to right field, a base hit. Batanti's got 2 hits, and that opens up the 6th inning for Wisconsin. So Batanti's aboard, and here comes Dickinson 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. May into the 6th inning for the, he has gone 6 complete innings twice this season. The last time was back on June 30th against South Bend. Rattlers down a run in the 6th, then Dickinson takes a strike at the top of the zone, and it's 0-1. 3-2 Beloit leads it. Rattlers took the lead on the 2-run homer by Batanti in the first. Sky Carp with single runs in the third, fifth, and sixth. May at 62 pitches only as Dickinson fouls that one off. Rattlers have been attacking May early in counts. It's 0-2. And there's a fly ball center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Batanti had to hold up to make sure it was going to drop. But the Rattlers on the third time through the order starting to get a little range in here on Aiden May. There is no activity in the Sky Carp bullpen. In fact, is there anybody in the Sky Carp bullpen? Oh, there they are. They're kind of hiding back by the water cooler, trying to get as much shade as they can. That's smart. All right, Taden Hall. First pitch, base hit to right. Batanti will be held at third. No, it got by Jenkins Coward. Batanti will score the tying run. Around third is Dickinson. He will score the go-ahead run. Hall is at third, and the Rattlers have a 4-3 lead. Jenkins Coward just plain missed that single to right. It got to the wall, and there was no one there to back him up. Batanti was going to be held at third, but once that ball got to the wall, Nick Stanley said, all head on home. Hall winds up at third. He won't get an RBI, but the Rattlers take the lead back, and here's Castillo, runner at third, nobody out. Ball outside. Castillo just missed one to right back in the fourth inning. Rattlers right back in front in the sixth. And now Castillo will take a strike, and it's 1-1. Beloit has played pretty clean defense in the second half. That was just their first error of the series. Comes in the sixth inning here today. Ball misses outside, 2-1. Rattlers with 3 straight singles and the error giving them the lead back at 4-3. Castillo on the 2-1. Grounds one right to second. Tough backhand pick by Hernandez. Hall just holding on there. No sense chancing it. That was a tough play by Hernandez, but he made a good pick on the backhand. Hey, the Snake Pit Team Store is where you can pick up all of your Timber Rattlers merchandise. Foxes, Otter Tuggers, Granjeros, brats, and this week, frozen pizzas. There are some frozen pizzas, t-shirts I'm going to pounce on. In fact, I might go in there for the 7th inning. I better watch this game. I can go in tomorrow. I'm just not going to say what I want, or it'll be gone when I go in there. All right, here's Tyler Rodriguez. Infield still in. Runner at third, and Rodriguez. Fair ball! Into the left field corner. Rodriguez will turn for second. He's in with an RBI double, and there is an Ansay and Associates insurance run for the Rattlers on an RBI double by Tyler Rodriguez. Boy, Tyler Rodriguez loves it in the Midwest League. That ball just fair down the left field line. And we've got a quick trip to the mound here for pitching coach Jason Erickson of the Beloit Sky Carp. May just gets a little tap on the backside. Rattlers have swung early in counts on him here in this inning, and they have gone from 4 hits in the game to 8 hits in the game, 5 batters into the 6th inning. So Daniel Gilarte will bat. And it's now 5-3 Wisconsin, and that is the way to respond for the Timber Rattlers. Got some hits, strung them together, took advantage of an error, and get a big RBI double from Rodriguez, and now Gilarte. Little line drive down the right field line. That's fair. Jenkins Cowart over to the sidewall. It got a little bit behind him. Rodriguez scores, and Guillarte for third. He's in with a belly flopping no throw. 6-3 Wisconsin. It'll be an RBI for Guillarte. We'll wait to see if that's going to be a double and an E9 or a triple all the way. That ball hit the sidewall, and it got just a little bit behind Jenkins Cowart. Who is having a rough sixth inning out there. Here's Louis Alastre, infield in again. There's a strike on the outside corner. Rattlers now up 6-3 and a 4-run sixth inning. Low and in, and it gets by the catcher Sanchez. Scoring from third is Guillarte, and the Rattlers have another run. It's a 5-run sixth inning, and it's 7-3 Wisconsin.
Boy, that happened quick. Feels like this inning was just underway, and these Rattlers are getting a hold of Aiden May, third time through the order.
Daniel greeted by his teammates in the dugout. Base is empty, 1 out, and now the Sky Carp bullpen will start to get busy. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. And Alastre with the 6th Wisconsin hit of this inning. And here comes Bleiberg Diaz, who's 2 for 2 today. They have given Guillarte a triple on that play. And he scores on a wild pitch. Didn't quite catch the number there. There's a called strike, and it's 0-1. And May right now is going to get a visit from Hiroki Yashimoto. And Jason Erickson also going out. Angel Espada on the way out as well. And they have seen something they didn't like. And May was he was in a little discomfort after that last pitch to Bleiberg. And Angel Espada on the mound. He's going to take the ball from Aiden May. And May is going to be done. And boy, Cedar Rapids having a tough go of it. They are 2-13 on the half entering play. They're 0-3 at home, and they are 2-10 on the road on the second half of the season. And Cedar Rapids, they're used to making the playoffs every year since they were a Twins affiliate back in 2013. The only year they didn't make it was 2024. They're the defending Western Division champions last year, but this year the second half has just been really rough for the Colonels.
Yeah, and they were quite competitive in those early April and May months and had a window of opportunity there when South Bend came through and derailed the Rattlers in their first place chances. But unfortunately for Cedar Rapids, a long road back, especially with this early hole. Meanwhile, the Rattlers trying to extend the floodgates some more after that Jacob Jenkins Cowart error.
May ends the day. He's allowed 7 runs, and all of them are earned thanks to all of the hits in this inning. The 0-1 to Diaz. It's going to miss up, and it's 1-1. He's allowed 7 runs. The runner at first, Alastre, is his responsibility. A 5-run 6th inning, putting the Rattlers back in front after they had given up the lead in the 6th. And now the 1-1. There's a breaking ball in for a strike, and it's 1-2 now from Michael Perez. 23 years old, Perez signed as a free agent in 2026. On the 1-2. Runner goes. Pitch is a ground ball to third. Nice play over there by Ramirez. The throw to first is in time. Blyberg's out 5-3, but with Alastre starting on the pitch, Rattlers stay out of the double play. Perez 6'3", 160 out of the Dominican Republic. He's actually out of the Rockies organization. I take that back. Swing and a miss by Marco. Marco, ninth man to hit in this inning. He wants to get in on the feast here. Perez actually signed as a minor league free agent, international free agent back in 2022. I was looking at the roster. It's incorrect. 0-1. Popped up. Back out of play, and it's 0-2 to Dinges. Marco singled and scored in the first. Fielder's choice in the third, and a double play ball in the fifth. Yeah, Perez has been in the Marlins organization since he signed back in 2022. He's been in the Dominican Summer League, with the Florida Complex League, Jupiter, in the Florida State League. I always like to throw that out there in case people go, Jupiter, planet? They don't have a minor league affiliate. That'd be a heck of a road trip. One ball, two strikes. Alastre from second with 2 outs, and Dinges takes up, and it's 2-2. Perez has been with 3 teams in the system this year. He's been with Jupiter, Beloit, and Pensacola. Double-A affiliate down in the Southern League. 2-2 pitch. Dinges down on strikes, and the inning comes to an end. Rattlers send at 9, score 5, and have a 7-3 lead as we go to the 7th inning. This is Wisconsin Timber Rattlers baseball on the Rattlers Broadcast Network. Well, just remember, snakes don't have arms or legs. Rattlers with the lead. Tanner Perry on the mound working with that lead, and Jonathan Tim in the booth working with the lead. I got to go take care of a mascot.
Don't let it bite you. Rattlers are venomous. Colby Shade steps in to face Tanner Perry. 29 pitches into his day. Came in relief for Daniel Corniel back in the 5th inning. Corniel, a season high for innings pitched and pitches, and the first pitch is popped up shallow left center. Guiarte is there, but calling from left field, Alastre. A hip high basket catch for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th inning. So Tanner Perry needed just 1 pitch to get out number 1. However, it's going to take me about 60 strokes to get through the front 9 at the Timber Rattlers charity golf outing, which is coming up at Shamrock Heights Golf Course on September 23rd, a Wednesday. And the first pitch to Cam Clayton is fouled off. Great day to slice your drives into the water, sink the putts, and raise money for the Timber Rattlers Give Back, the official 501c3 of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Perry, the 0-1 pitch, and it's hammered high in the air. Shallow left center again. This time, Rodriguez calls from center field, and he'll make the catch, and there's quickly 2 away. A fly ball to left, and now a fly to center. Tanner Perry faring well here in this frame, and he will face Abraham Ramirez. Beloit Sky Carp now 3 times through the order. They've put 3 runs on the board here now 6 2/3 of the way home. And all of their runs have come in the scrappiest way possible. The pitch to Ramirez is right down the middle. Their first run was on a wild pitch, Colby Shade, scoring from third. And then the sac fly last inning from Sanchez. Perry's 0-1 pitch is a fly ball foul from Ramirez over our heads, and now it's 0-2. Oh, it's off the sweets and into the front row. Two very lucky fans right there. How about that? The second run came on an RBI ground out. Here's the 0-2, and Perry misses outside. Just trying to play the contact. That's been Perry so far today, looking for his first Wendy's Frosty K of the competition. Here's the 1-2, and Ramirez will take outside. Went back to the curveball, and it's 2-2. Well, that error in right field from Jacob Jenkins-Cowart has done wonders for the Rattlers. They were hitting the ball hard in that 6th inning regardless. But it got the snowball rolling into a massive 5-run frame for Wisconsin. Perry, the 2-2 pitch, and it's up and away for ball 3. 3-2, Rattlers 7, Carp 3 here in the top of the 7th. Wisconsin trying to even this series out at 1 game apiece. Trying to hold first place in the West Division. Here's the 3-2, and that's fouled off. And as Chris alluded to, a very rare error from the Carp. They're not the most consistent team with their bats, but their pitching and defense is on point, and they're scrappy on the bases, which is their key to success. As the 3-2 pitch is a line drive past the glove of Taden Hall and into right, a base hit. A pitch inside, and Ramirez had to jam himself up, but it did him wonders. 83 off the bats and just out of the reach of the Timber Rattler first baseman, Taden Hall. So a 2-out base runner. Yeah, looped to the ground before Taden Hall could put his leather there. Ramirez aboard for the first time today. He had the RBI last time up on the ground, and now Starlin Cava. Perry's pitch, a breaking ball right down the middle. Ramirez this year, from a stolen base standpoint, 6 for 6 with Beloit. There's a few Carp that have yet to be caught. The 0-1, he goes, and that's a swing and a drive foul over the third base netting, and Ramirez will retrieve to first base. Tanner Perry will obtain a new baseball, and the count will be 0-2. Still 2-1, South Bend over Cedar Rapids. They're stretching out there, headed to the bottom of the 7th. Sun has been hiding in the clouds, but it's still humid here in Grand Chute. The 0-2, and Perry plants that outside corner fastball for strike 3. His first Wendy's Frosty K of the contest. And for the Rattlers, that's number 4 on the day. They need 6 more for free Frosties at participating Wendy's locations throughout the state of Wisconsin. Everyone all stretched out. The barrel has been rolled out, and Eric Batanti will roll on into the lefty batter box. He will greet Michael Perez for the first time today. Perez coming into relief for Aiden May. After the Rattlers were all over him. Of course, we wish the best for Aiden May. We hope nothing too severe on the injury, and the pitch to Batanti is low for ball 1. We owe you an ID here on WOSH. We'll give you that after this at bat. Busy day for Eric Batanti, as the 1-0 from Perez is left outside for ball 2. Perez now 10 pitches into his outing. Came in to face Blyberg Diaz, and then he struck out Marco Dinges swinging. Batanti skies one high and deep to right. Adios, and that's another Batanti bomb. 2 today. It's now 8-3 Wisconsin. Yeah, pump that right arm, Eric. He has been on a tear in the second half of the season. His 14th home run of the season. And the 5th Batanti blast here in part 2 of the season. Wearing that cheese and chain with authority. And now here's Daniel Dickinson with his team ahead by 5. The pitch outside. Rattlers trying to add to it. That's another Anstey and Associates insurance run. Here's the 1-0, and that's outside. Daniel Dickinson, 1 for 3 today with a run. Batanti now 3 for 4 today. And he scored 3 times as well. And the pitch to Dickinson outside. Did he go? He sure did, says Xander Huddleston, the base umpire. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Daniel Dickinson playing college baseball at LSU, but first it was Utah Valley. The 2-1. Dickinson takes the strike, sinker outside part of the plate, and it's 2-2. Hitting .342 going into today's game in the second half. The 2-2 pitch, foul ball off the gear of that catcher Carlos Sanchez, doing the dirty work today for Beloit. Rattlers haven't ran over Beloit too much today, but lately their bats have been the key to their offensive firepower. The 2-2 is a ground ball. Third baseman there, Ramirez spinning, throwing in time, and Dickinson's retired. And with that, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. You are listening to Timber Rattlers Baseball. That's Steve spinning the dials back in the WOSH studios, coming to you live from the Lamers Bus Lines broadcast booth inside Neuroscience Group Field. Perez, the pitch to Hall, fastball outside part of the plate, and it's 0-1. You just take a look at that 6th inning, the fact that 6 different Rattlers got a base hit. The 0-1 way outside. And we mentioned when introducing the Jones Dairy Farm starting lineups that this is a very different lineup card for the Rattlers today. I mean, Dickinson in the 3 spot dinges the leadoff as the 1-1 is hammered out to right. That ball's got a chance, and that ball is history. Tayden Hall, a solo home run. Second long ball of the inning for Wisconsin. Number 7 on the year for Tayden Hall. It's 9-3 Rattlers. Well, with the humidity, you had a hunch that the ball is going to be sailing today. But these left-handed bats for Wisconsin can grip it and rip it no matter the weather. Got a hold of a changeup, and Tayden Hall knew exactly what to do with it. And the pitch to Castillo is a half swing. He went around the inside pitch, and it's 0-1 to Luis. Froze him like a pizza. As the 0-1 is in there for a strike, it's 0-2. That's because we got to remind you about Frozen Pizza Jersey Auction. Scan that QR code and make your bids on jerseys representing the frozen pizza capital of the world. As the 0-2 misses outside. Castillo 0 for 3 today. But the lefties have gotten a hold of Michael Perez in this frame. Can Castillo do the same? Here's the 1-2. He rips one foul, first base side, 103 off the bat. And we'll do it again at 1-2. Eric Batanti's home run left the bat at 113. For Tayden Hall, 101. Rattlers making the right contact, timing the right pitches in the zone as the 1-2 is outside. Mentioned this earlier, but when you're inside that hitting cage, the Rattlers have a great scouting report laid out to a T. Hard to memorize everything, but just stuff to think about as the 2-2 is lifted in the air, shallow center. Ranging over, making the catch is Dylan Head towards right center. And there's 2 gone here in this bottom half of the 7th. Rattlers have put up a 2-piece to make it 9-3. They scored 5 in the bottom of the 6th after falling behind 3-2 in the top of the 6th. That'll bring up Tyler Rodriguez now as Castillo is now in the dugout. Rodriguez has had a busy day himself. And the first pitch to Rodriguez is going to miss outside. Slider at 83, and it's 1-0. New kids on the block are fitting in quite nice. Tyler Rodriguez especially. Here's the pitch, and Rodriguez fouls it off. It's 1-1. 370 for Rodriguez, appearing in his 8th game as a Rattler. Walked in the 2nd. Did so yet again in the 4th inning, and then doubled down the left field line in the 6th. Brought home a run while he was at it. The 1-1 pitch from Perez is grounded to third. Yeah, cutting it off. Ramirez in front of the shortstop. The throw is wide, and it gets by. Rodriguez will think about second, but wisely holding up at first base. Liu Rodriguez thought about sending Rodriguez to second, but the throw scared Cam Clayton off the base, and then it rolled by to the wall. Yeah, that would have been a close play. Ramirez had to cut in front of Carter Johnson just to field it. And the Rattlers will extend the inning here as Rodriguez is aboard for a 4th time today. And let's see what Daniel Galarte can do here with 2 out. He was awarded a triple last time up, and he'll swing and miss at that one. A bit hesitant on the swing. A changeup at 87, and it's 0-1. But yeah, a flare down the right field line. Ended up hugging the wall along the warning track, and Jacob Jenkins-Coward had some trouble with it. Perez the 0-1, and Galarte a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. They will award Rodriguez with a single, so he's now 2 for 2 today. Rattlers with 13 hits in the contest. 3 of them have left the yard, and 3 have come this inning. How about Eric Batanti? The 6th multi-homer game of the season for a Rattler. Here's the 0-2, and that's going to be a called strike 3. Down goes Galarte. Took a 97-mile-an-hour fastball outside, and the side is retired. But the Rattlers get 2 runs on 3 hits, and 2 of them were the long ball. Eric Batanti a 2nd time today, and Tayden Hall way out yonder to right field. To the 8th inning we go. It's 9-3 Wisconsin on the Rattlers Broadcast Network.
Oh, sorry, the venom paralyzed me for a second, but I think I'm good. You should see the other guy. Here's Dylan Head. Tanner Perry gets a high pop foul, first base side, out of play. You know, I was talking with Evan Berliner last week down in Peoria. It's like, going, you know, Rattlers have a chance for some guys, like multiple 20 home run guys this season. Here's Dylan Head on the 0-1 pitch from Perry. And Perry's going to miss low. It's 1-1. Andrew Fisher, what he did with Wisconsin in, you know, less than a half of baseball is just amazing. That's a 20-homer season. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, and Head nearly screwed himself into the ground there, so it's 1-2. But you also have Braylon Payne, who's got 16. You now have Eric Batanti with 14. And we still have good 2 months of the season left. Line drive to center field. Coming on to make the catch is Tyler Rodriguez, and there's one away. I'm just going to throw this out there just to put it out in the ether. No Rattler has ever hit 3 home runs in a game. Eric Batanti has 2. Someone will need to get on base for him to get another crack at a home run in the 8th inning. Rattlers will have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Here's Carter Johnson. Johnson set up the go-ahead run for the Sky Carp back in the 6th inning when he doubled off the wall in right to set up Dylan Head to score. Sent Head around to third base, and then Head would score on the sacrifice fly. I don't think enough can be made of how Tanner Perry handled that 2nd and 3rd one-out situation in the 6th inning in a tie game. He is 1-1 to Johnson, and the shortstop for the Sky Carp fouls it off. I mean, 2nd and 3rd, important game. I know it's only game number 16 of the second half out of what are going to be 66, but every win against Beloit is going to be important all season long. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball, left center field. Rodriguez calling and making the catch. And there are 2 outs. By the way, our next broadcast of Timber Rattlers baseball is going to be pretty important too. That's tomorrow. Be on the air with the pregame show at 6:30 on the Spot Green Bay 32. We'll be on the radio side of things on WOSH at 6:20 with the Community Blood Center pregame show. But Perry had 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. He got a pop-up, gave up the run on a sacrifice fly, and then got the weak ground ball by Jenkins Cowart to Dickinson to end the inning. So the Rattlers entered that bottom of the 7th inning trailing, but they were only trailing 3-2. And that game, or that inning, could have really built some momentum for the Sky Carp. But then the Rattlers went out, scored 5 in the bottom of the 7th inning, scoring or getting 6 hits and really pulling away. And then the home runs by Batanti and Hall in the 7th inning, giving the Rattlers a real good shot at getting back into first place all by themselves. The 2-0 to Hernandez. It's going to be up and in from Perry. Perry has pitched much better with the lead now, a more comfortable lead. Remember, he came into the game with a 2-1 lead, gave up the tying run in the 5th and the go-ahead run in the 6th, but then he's really settled in, especially since that double by Johnson. He's working 3-0 to Hernandez, and he's going to get the outside corner. It's 3-1. Hey, those of you watching us today on the Spot Green Bay 32, we're going to invite you to join us on the radio side for the postgame show. And don't forget the postgame podcast will be on Spotify. Swinging a foul back by Hernandez. It's 3-2. Jonathan and I will recap the game. And we'll also have some clubhouse comments for you. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on in Perry's pitch. Low and away, he walked him. Second walk by Perry. And up steps Carlos Sanchez. There is a little activity in the Wisconsin bullpen. We've also had a right-hander getting loose in the Beloit pen. Boy, you hope, as Yerlin Rodriguez is who is loosening in the Rattlers bullpen, you hope that Aiden May is all right. I mean, he was cruising after the first inning today. The Rattlers just got to him in that 6th inning, and he had to leave. Low throw on the pickoff, but dug out by Taden Hall. Even down 6, the Sky Carp will look to run. Remember, they were running last night, leading by 5. Sanchez against Perry, and takes a strike. It's 0-1. Sanchez was who knocked in the go-ahead run for the Sky Carp in the 6th inning. With that sacrifice fly to left that was deep enough to score Dylan Head from third base. It's been all Rattlers since there, as that's going to miss low and away, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike to Carlos Sanchez.
Oh, we've got company in this booth.
No, we don't. He can't fit in this booth. Here's the 1-1. 1 on, 2 out. Popped him up. Right field. Castillo back. He'll make the catch. and the inning comes to an end. No runs, no hits, a walk and one left. 7.5 in the books. Rattlers chance to add a few more Ensay and Associates insurance runs when we come back. It's 9-3 on the Timber Rattlers Broadcast Network. Rattlers feeling pretty good here on a warm Wednesday afternoon. New pitcher is on for the Sky Carp. Franklin Sanchez is the new pitcher. 6'6", 183 pounds. Out of the Dominican Republic. Sanchez replaces Michael Perez, who worked an inning and 2/3, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. The 2 runs he allowed were the solo homers by Batanti and Hall. Here's Alastre, and he'll take a strikeout 1. Luian is 1 for 3 today. Singled back in the 6th inning. He's also grounded out and struck out. Franklin Sanchez coming home, 1-0. Alastre takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Timber Rattlers lead this one 9-3. They're 3 outs away from moving back into first place all by themselves in the Midwest League's West Division. Trying to move to 12-4 as Alastre cues one fair up the first baseline. It's going to stay fair, and taking the ball and touching first base is Clayton, and there's one away in the 8th. Two home runs for the Rattlers today give them 103 on the season. The franchise record for home runs in a season was actually set in the 2021 season, the shortest season in Timber Rattlers history. They hit 117 home runs that year. And I think it was 131 games. That was the first year of this 6 games and an off day. 6 games and an off day. Ground ball foul up the third baseline, and it's 1-1 to Blyberg. Blyberg 2 for 3 today. Luis Castillo, the only Rattler without a base hit today. Blyberg, a good day behind the plate and at the plate. Takes outside, 2-1. Marco Dinges waiting for his turn on deck. Rattlers led early on a 2-run homer by Batanti. Sky Carp single runs in the 3rd, 5th, and 6th to take the lead at 3-2. There's ball 3, low and away. Rattlers, though, strike back quickly with a 5-run 6th and a 2-run homer in the 7th. All right, two solo homers in the 7th. 3-1 to Diaz. Outside for ball 4. The Rattlers do get a base runner here. So there is a chance Batanti could bat in this inning. Dinges is coming up 1 for 4, but he has grounded into a double play today. Franklin Sanchez came over to the Sky Carp. Last year, swing and a miss. He has been in the Marlins organization since November of 2022. Came over from the Mets. The 0-1 to Dinges. Low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mets sent Sanchez to the Marlins for Eliezer Hernandez and Jeff Brigham, a couple of right-hand pitchers. That was after he had pitched in the Arizona Fall League in 2022. Throw to first, and that's going to get away, and Blyberg's going to dig for second. He might go for third. He's going to be held. Blyberg looked like he wanted to go for 3, but Nick Stanley just saying, you know what, we've got 16 more games with these guys. No need to run it up a little bit. That'll be an E1 on the throw. By the way, Nick is going to be taking his 4-day vacation that the Brewers have given to their coaching staff and their minor league staff. He's going to start that tomorrow. Andrew Romine is going to be in charge of the team for the next 4 days. Nick and the family going to be enjoying some time off before the All-Star break. Can't think of a better way to send him on vacation than having the Rattlers back in first place. Here's the 1-1. Ball up and in, 2-1. You know, when I first started, there was no such thing as vacation time for staff or even umpires. Here's the 2-1. But, you know, you have to come up with new ways to retain talent and keep your staff happy. And you know what? Every once in a while, a little 4 days off was just fine. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball to left, a base hit for Dinges. Bleiberg had to hold up to make sure that ball was going to get through. So Eric Battanti will get a chance to become the first Timber Rattler to hit 3 home runs in a game. Not that he's going to try. I'll tell you, Jonathan, that swing on that home run in the 7th inning, that looked effortless, and he hit it over 420 feet.
Yeah, cleared the deepest part of the ballpark by plenty. No chance for Jacob Jenkins-Coward, who just watched it sail, sail, sail.
All right, 1st and 3rd, 1 out in the 8th. Rattlers lead by 6. Battanti, 3 hits today. He's going to check on a pitch down low, and it's 1-0. Battanti with that 2-run homer in the 1st. Started the rally in the 6th inning with a single, and then homered in the 7th. Diaz at 3rd, Dinges at 1st with 1 away. The 1-0. Inside, that's going to get to the backstop. Diaz will score. And the Rattlers have put up 10 on the Sky Carp today. Wild pitch scores Diaz. Down to second goes Dinges. And it's 2-0 to Battanti.
Boy, that's the 6th run in these last 2 games to score on a wild pitch, and that was quite prevalent when these 2 teams met on the 4th of April.
Well, it's 40 degrees in April, so a little bit warmer today. Here's the 2-0. Low, and it's 3-0. Battanti not chasing. So he had a rough couple of games, but he's really bounced back today. The 3-0. He's going to take, and it's 3-1. Andrew Fisher might have swung at that. I don't think Eric Battanti would have swung at that in that spot. Up 7 in the 8th inning on a 3-0 pitch. Very few hitters would swing at that one. Here's the 3-1. Battanti rips it foul up the first baseline. Boy, that ball left a puff of smoke as it hit the dirt down there. I mean, Jackson Churio last night, facing a position player in the 9th inning, decided to bat left-handed. So, I mean, and he still almost hit it. That was the crazy thing. All right, 3-2 to Battanti. Sanchez on the deal. And a swing and a fly ball to left, slicing to the berm. That's going to get out of play. Look out down there. Lime green shirts are all going to pile up down there. Racing for 1 baseball. So it's 3-2. Battanti making sure he had a timeout left before he asked for time. Last thing he wanted to do was ask for timeout when he already called one and got rung up on strike 3 there. Dinge is at second with 1 out. And Battanti on the 3-2 pitch. Outside, he'll take the walk. And the Rattlers just keep rolling here in the 8th inning. Here's Daniel Dickinson. Battanti will be at first. Yeah, so Andrew Romine's going to be in charge of the team, but they're going to get a quick trip to the mound brought to you by Quick Trip. Jason Erickson, the pitching coach, didn't have to do much in the first couple of innings today, but he has been out there quite a bit since the 6th. But Joe Aralt in town. Always great to see the former Timber Rattlers manager popping in. Lots of familiar faces. Brent Del Cairo hanging out down there. I always get Brent's name wrong. I've only known him since he played in this league for Cedar Rapids. All right, here's Dickinson. Somebody's watching and texting him right now. There's ball down low, and I better be careful. I'm already in trouble with a mascot today. Two on, 1 out. Dickinson waiting on a 1-0 pitch. Bottom 8, Rattlers lead by 7. That's going to bounce low and away. You know, he talked a lot about the work that the Rattlers have done to have their team ERA just sink ever since that series against South Bend back in mid-May. They were at almost a 7.5 ERA. And their run differential at the time was just horrendous. But they have done the work and clawed their way back to a positive run differential. Fouled off by Dickinson. 96 on that one from Sanchez. Defensive swing by Dickinson. Beloit, they ended the first half with a minus 32 run differential. Here's the pitch. Outside. And in just 15 games, they have turned that into a +2 for the season. But that is going to drop back below the into minus numbers. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and it's 3-2 now to Dickinson. Game isn't over yet, though. I think that Mets-Royals game last night proved that, along with the Mets-Braves game the night before. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a foul back. I don't know why I'm watching Mets games. Probably because I'm seeing really good baseball from the Brewers and the Timber Rattlers. I want to see some bad baseball.
Few former Timber Rattlers wearing Met uniforms.
3-2 pitch. Fly ball, center field for Dickinson. That ball is going to get out of here. First home run at home for Dickinson. A 3-run drive over the center field wall. It's a 3-run shot and a 13-3 Timber Rattlers lead. Boy, he absolutely took a 1-iron out and drove it way out of here at 100 miles an hour. And it's 13-3 Wisconsin. Still only 1 out. Here's Taden Hall. A 4-homer game for the Rattlers. 2 by Battanti, 1 by Hall, and now 1 by Dickinson. Dickinson's starting to heat up too. That's a really good sign for Rattlers players and fans. Dickinson takes a strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. That is the 6th time this season the Rattlers have had a 4-homer game. Hall takes off the outside corner. It's 2-1. Yeah, Devin Williams with the Mets. I always pull for Devin. Know what he went through. Tyrone Taylor was with the Mets. Not sure if he's back there or not. Tyrone was a dude here in 2013, and it was a real important part of those Brewers teams that made the playoffs in the early part of this run. I always find it hilarious that the story about Tyrone Taylor getting a call up after the AAA season. He was about to start his job with UPS or FedEx, swinging a foul off. Somebody listening there is going to chime in and let me know what one it was. But he was all set to start the job, or he was going for a job interview for the offseason. The Brewers said, hey, we kind of need an outfielder. You want to come up and play in the big leagues? Sometimes it's stuff like that. The 2-2 to Hall with 1 out and nobody on. Taden fouls one back. And it's still 2-2. Sky Carp getting some activity in their bullpen. As the 2-2 to Hall. Outside, it's 3-2, and Sanchez lost his hat on that pitch. Jesus Rios is the right-hander getting loose in the 8th inning with 1 out. (3-2). Hall takes up and away, and that's ball 4. And the inning will continue here. That's the 3rd walk of the inning. Wisconsin has scored 4 runs in the frame. And Angel Espada is going to go out and have a couple of quick words. But first, he's going to make a call to the bullpen. 13-3 Wisconsin. On a warm Wednesday afternoon at Neuroscience Group Field. The game time temperature was 81. We had some storms roll through earlier this morning. He is responsible for Hall at first base. So the book is still open on him. And hey, Luis Castillo is going to get a chance to join the hit parade here for the Rattlers, and he's going to get to do it against Rios, who's making his 17th appearance of the season for the Sky Carp. 7.48 ERA for Beloit. Rios facing the Rattlers for the first time this season. 20 walks, 27 strikeouts for the right-hander. Rios from Mexico. .6'1", 190, all set to go. And Castillo takes inside a ball, 1-0. Yeah, there's former Rattlers all over. Saw Max Lazar got called up by the Phillies yesterday. Max, big part of the Rattlers. Couple of seasons. Ball outside. Remember, he got traded to the Phillies. I was talking over in the score booth yesterday, and somebody was saying that they were just randomly watching a St. Paul Saints Buffalo Bisons game. Ball missed, and it's 3-0 now to Castillo. Hendry Mendez was playing in left field for St. Paul, and Javon Ward was playing for Buffalo. Ball up and away, and that's a 4-pitch walk, and Castillo didn't even get a chance to swing the bat to get his first hit of the day, but he is on base for the first time. And now Tyler Rodriguez, who has been on base 4 times today with 2 walks, a double that knocked in a run in the 6th inning, and a single, will step in.
These extra runs the Rattlers have been getting, great for the confidence, but also great for the longevity of Beloit in their arms in this series. I mean, they pitched 22 consecutive scoreless innings, so to waste 9 already, that's big.
Here's a called strike, and it's 0-1. Yeah, it's all about the bullpen at this level. If you can get into the bullpen and do some damage and make teams overuse their bullpen early in a series, that's going to be a very positive thing that's going to help you down the line in that series. Here's the 0-1. Rodriguez had a cut and fouled it back. Remember, Yerlin has been loosening in the bullpen for a while. He might have to start loosening up again. Yeah, nice job by Tanner Perry today. Yeah, he's probably not real happy about giving up the lead, but he's done 4 solid innings out of the bullpen today for the Rattlers. The 0-2. Rodriguez gets a line drive base hit to left. Hall has to hustle to get the third, and the throw is going to be late. It's going to be past the third baseman, but backing up back there. Nice job to back up by Rios, the pitcher. So Wisconsin has the bases loaded for Daniel Guillarte. Daniel tripled and scored in the 6th inning. He is 1 for 4 today. Rattlers up 13-3 with some late offense today. That's a called strike at 94, and it's 0-1. Brewers coming up later today. Wilson won today. Good job for the Warbirds picking up that win against Fayetteville. Biloxi is in Knoxville. It's going to be a week-long. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Guillarte, a little flare to right. That's going to be back, caught by Jenkins Cowart. Tagging and scoring will be Hall, and the Rattlers get off unlucky 13 and get up to 14. Sacrifice fly by Guillarte, his 2nd RBI tonight. And now Louis Alastre will bat. He started this inning with an RBI ground out. Or excuse me, with a ground out to first. The next 6 make that the next 7 Rattlers reached base. Rattlers sending 10 men to the plate in the inning. They have first and second with 2 away, and Alastre takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Yeah, it's been a week-long. It's going to be a week-long welcome home party for Blake Burke and Andrew Fisher in Knoxville. Up there with Biloxi. Nashville is in Charlotte. Although a lot of the guys that were helping Nashville make a push for a playoff spot in the first half are now in St. Louis with the Brewers, like Luis Lara, Cooper Pratt. Here's the 0-2. Popped up foul. This is going to get out of play. The race is on for the K. Hey, there you go. There you go. Nice catch. 2,937 were here today. A lot of them headed for some shade. Even though it's very overcast. Looking for anything they can do to get out of the sun and maybe get a little breeze on them. Alastre on the 0-2 pitch. Takes out the outside corner. It's now a ball and 2 strikes. The Sky Carp will have the bottom of their order coming up in Jenkins, Cowart, Shade, and Clayton. Here comes the 1-2. And a called third strike, and Alastre is gone in the 9th. But the Rattlers tack on 5 more. It's 14-3 Wisconsin as we go to the top of the 9th, trying to close it out and get back in first when we return on the Timber Rattlers Broadcast Network. Top of 9 coming up. Rattlers with that 14-3 lead on the Beloit Sky Carp. They've out-hit Beloit 16-5. The Rattlers were down 3-2 in this game going into the bottom of the 6th inning, and they have scored 12 unanswered. Yerlin Rodriguez takes over for Tanner Perry. Perry went 4 innings. He allowed 2 runs on 3 hits with 2 walks and a strikeout. Perry, 59 pitches, 35 strikes. As Yerlin will step onto the mound here for a team-leading 24th time. He's going to face Jacob Jenkins Cowart. 0 for 3 at the plate today, and he's going to start off with a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Jenkins Cowart. Ripped foul up the first baseline. Yerlin and the Beloit Sky Carp, they have had some battles over the years. Jenkins Cowart has walked in his only plate appearance against him. He's going to take off the outside corner there. I remember in 2024, Yerlin struck out the side in order to protect a 1-run lead and pick up the save at ABC Supply Stadium. Jenkins Cowart flies out to right. Castillo's there to make the catch, and there's 1 away. And Yerlin was feeling it, and his final pitch of the night for strike 3 on his 3rd strikeout in a row in the 9th inning was 101 miles an hour. And the pitcher, the staff got together, they saved that baseball, marked it up, and gave it to him. There's a ball that misses outside. It's 1-0. That was in 2024, and then just a couple of days later, we went back out there, and he gave up a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. And that's the highs and lows of not just baseball, but being a closer and a reliever. It's going to miss, and it's 2-0 to Colby Shade. Shade, 2 for 3 today with a double, a single, stolen base, couple of runs scored. The 2-0. Outside 3-0. That's the only home run Yerlin has given up to Beloit in 54 at-bats. See if I can find out who hit that one. Mark Coley II, who is now with the Biloxi Shuckers. Shade got hit by that pitch, or I'm sorry, he's down to first base on a 4-pitch walk. So Cam Clayton is going to bat here 0 for 3 today. Rattlers are not holding the runner on at first base. And Yerlin is going to miss. It's 1-0. Rodriguez, 24 2/3 innings, 28 walks, 33 strikeouts in his 23 previous appearances. And you just feel Bleiberg saying, come on, man. Throw a strike here. Last outing for Yerlin was on Sunday at Peoria. 96, but way outside and low. He threw just 13 pitches, walked a batter. He's going to get a walk-in talk here from Bleiberg, who's out to talk to Yerlin. On a quick trip to the mound, brought to you by Quick Trip. Yeah, Yerlin walked a batter on Sunday in that game on. The Rattlers had just taken a 4-0 lead in the 8th. and Yerlin relieved Jose Meneses, who worked 2 perfect innings. He walked the leadoff batter, got the next batter to line out, and then got Cade McGee to ground into a game-ending double play. He's going to hit the target there, and it's 3-1. You know, a game-ending double play doesn't sound all that bad right now. 14-3 Rattlers lead it. 1 on, 1 out in the 9th. There's a called strike at the top of the zone, and it's now 3-2. Timeout asked for here by Cam Clayton. Rattlers looking to get back in first place. They need 2 more outs to do it. And there is a called third strike and a Wendy's Frosty K for Yerlin Rodriguez. He won't get a game-ending double play today, but he's got a strikeout, 2 outs in the 9th, and up steps Abraham Ramirez. Ramirez tied the game with an RBI ground out in the 5th inning. Singled with 2 outs in the 7th against Perry, and he'll take a first pitch strike at 96 from Yerlin there on a sinker, and it's 0-1. Runner at first, 2 out in the 9th. Line drive, base hit to left center field for Ramirez. That's going to split the gap and get to the wall. Heading for third is Shade. He will score. The throw just comes into the cutoff man, Guilarte. And it's an RBI double for Ramirez. And the Sky Carp get a 4th run. It's 14-4 now. Ramirez' second RBI of the afternoon, his 16th of the season. And that walk comes back to get Yerlin. Starlin Caba now will bat. And he'll take a ball up and away, and it's 1-0. Caba is facing Yerlin for the first time. Missed up, and it's 2-0. Well, there's some names in here. Yidi Cape, Cam Canarella. The 2-0. Low, and it's 3-0. Yerlin, 19 pitches. Trying to end this one. The 3-0. Walked him. Second 4-pitch walk of the inning. And the Sky Carp with 2 on and 2 out for Dylan Head. Head walked against Yerlin last year and is 0 for 1 against him this year. The Rattler bullpen, they're watching this one because they want to go out and get in the handshake line after the game. Dylan Head, though, he'll have something to say about it. 0 for 3 today with a walk and a run scored. And 97 up from Rodriguez, and Yerlin kind of snatches at that baseball. His 1-0 to Head. Swing and a miss. There you go. Little slider there. Took a little something off. And Dylan Head way out in front. The 1-1 with 2 on and 2 out in the 9th. Ground ball back up the middle near second. Fielded by Guilarte onto Hall, and the inning comes to an end, and so does the ball game. The Rattlers take a 14-4 decision in round 2 and take back the lead all by themselves in the West Division. Rattlers win it 14-4 over the Beloit Sky Carp on a Wednesday afternoon.